Hey, what's going on, friends? It's Jonathan. Today we're comparing the Google Pixel 4 XL up against the OnePlus 7T. I know some of you might think that the 7T Pro is more suitable for this comparison, but just hear me out because you might be surprised. Before we do that though, let me give a quick shout out to this video's sponsor, which is Bitdefender 2020. Bitdefender Total Security 2020 is an all-in-one anti-malware suite that prevents viruses and other malware from infecting your computer. It protects your device from cybersecurity threats and improves system performance. Not only does it work with Windows and Mac OS, but it also supports iOS and Android. Things like theft prevention, website scanning, and a built-in VPN are just a few things that Bitdefender Mobile Security is capable of. Bitdefender Total Security comes with webcam protection and a microphone monitor, so you never have to worry about people gaining access to things that they shouldn't. If you combine the benefits of mobile security, webcam and microphone protection, plus the built-in cyberbullying and online predator protection, you have top-of-the-line protection for your entire family, including your little ones. For more information, including a free 90-day trial to Bitdefender Total Security and Mobile Security, click the link down in the description. All right, that's enough talking. Let's start by diving into price and availability. Both the Pixel 4 XL and the OnePlus 7T can be purchased through their makers' websites unlocked. At the time of this video, in the US, the Pixel 4 starts at $899 for 64 gigabytes of storage, and the OnePlus 7T starts at $599 for 128 gigabytes of storage. Speaking of storage, the OnePlus 7T is equipped with UFS 3.0 versus the Pixel 4 XL's 2.1. This means that the OnePlus 7T theoretically should have faster storage, which means load times and file searches should be quicker. However, in my testing, the Pixel 4 XL and the 7T were neck and neck when it comes to SSD speeds, depending on the tests that I ran. I used the CPDT app for the first round of testing. I ran the test twice. The first test was a 1 gigabyte file transfer, and the second was a 2 gigabyte file transfer. I then ran A1SD benchmark, which showed a much greater difference in speeds, with the OnePlus 7T hitting over 1,300 megabytes per second on the read versus the Pixel 4 XL hitting 800 megabytes per second each time I ran the test. For the write, the 7T scored 244.85 megabytes per second, while the 4 XL scored 196.7 megabytes per second. Nonetheless, you do get faster storage and more of it with the OnePlus 7T for less money. Since neither of these phones are equipped with SD card slots, the storage could mean a lot for people that rely on physical storage versus cloud-based. Moving on to design and port selection, both phones feature a single USB-C port on the bottom, and both have SIM card slots in their respectable locations. Other than that, there really isn't much to talk about for ports. The design of each phone is strikingly different, not only visually but also in the hand. The only things that these two phones share in common in terms of design language is the fact that they both have a matte glass design on the backside, and they're nearly identical in size. The Pixel 4 XL is boxy with a flat front and a flat back, versus the 7T that has a flat front side and a curve on the back side. That curve on the back of the 7T makes it slightly more ergonomic. However, the weight distribution is better on the Pixel 4 XL, considering it actually weighs more than the 7T, but in the hand it feels lighter. The Pixel 4 XL that I have is the orange variant, but it's also available in a matte white and a glossy black. I love the matte black frame that goes all the way around the sides of the phone, and even though the orange power button doesn't match the orange on the back side of the device, it still looks really good. The OnePlus 7T features a glossy aluminum frame that matches the color of the phone, and even though it doesn't have a colored power button, the alert slider is still one of my favorite features when it comes to OnePlus phones. The camera hump on the 7T is no joke. It's big AF, and it protrudes far more than the Pixel 4 XL. Despite my subjective feelings about the OnePlus 7T having a much better looking color, the backside of the Pixel 4 XL I feel just looks better due to the camera design. Looking at the displays on both phones, the OnePlus 7T is rocking a 6.5-inch 1080p AMOLED display with a 90Hz refresh rate. The Pixel 4 XL has a 6.3-inch Quad HD AMOLED display, also with a 90Hz refresh rate. They have similar sized bezels all the way around until you get to the top when the Pixel 4 XL just hits you with that forehead. Even though the OnePlus 7T has a 1080p panel, I personally have a tough time telling them apart based on resolution. It's a phenomenal display that showcases the 90Hz refresh rate better since the Pixel 4 XL is constantly being dropped down to 60Hz while you use it. I can't really show it on camera, but it's definitely noticeable. There is a way to go in and manually adjust the display on the Pixel to stay at 90 Hz at all times, but it literally destroys your battery life. The 7T also gets brighter and is easier to see in harsh lighting conditions, though it's important to mention that neither of these phones are close to the Galaxy Note 10 or iPhone 11 Pro in terms of max brightness. What I will say about the Pixel 4 XL's display is it produces really nice and accurate colors even when adjusting the brightness, and it has less color shifting during off-axis viewing versus the OnePlus 7T. Media consumption on each of these phones is fantastic, and I don't think people will have anything to complain about. Watching movies or shows is great. To add to the experience, both phones feature stereo speakers that get nice and loud. The 7T supports Dolby Atmos, however, in my testing, the Pixel 4 XL actually sounds better with richer sound. Here's a quick test so you can try to hear the difference for yourself.
My past is my present, baby. Yeah, I make decisions to glow. Ridiculous flow, potential to glow. You know, I just do that. Consolidate my regions, line it up, put them together. Reminisce my past is my present, baby. Yeah, I make decisions to glow. Ridiculous flow, potential to glow. You know, I just do that. Consolidate my regions, line it up. Put them together.
Gaming is also great on both phones, since each phone is able to play back in 90 Hz, making gameplay super smooth. And thanks to the processors in each, you won't have a hard time playing any of the titles in the Play Store. If I had to give an edge to one of these phones, it would be the 7T. It uses a newer Snapdragon 855 Plus versus the 855 in the Pixel 4 XL. The 855 Plus has a higher clock CPU and GPU that honestly won't make a difference in most day-to-day tasks. However, you might see a difference during the most graphically intense games, especially with the 90 Hz display. Since we're on the topic of specs and daily use, I have to give it to the OnePlus 7T when it comes to everyday tasks. The fact that it has 8GB of RAM versus the Pixel 4 XL 6GB means that it can properly manage apps for background app switching and multitasking much better. But hopefully Google can fix this with a future software update. Lastly, when it comes to hardware specs, the Pixel 4 XL sports a 3700 mAh battery, while the OnePlus 7T uses a 3800 mAh battery. The larger battery of the 7T combined with the lower resolution 1080p display and power management features inside of Oxygen OS gives the 7T much better battery life over the Pixel 4 XL by about 2 to 3 hours of screen on time during my testing. Not to mention the 7T can charge insanely fast, reaching 70% in 30 minutes thanks to the new 30-watt Warp Charging 30T charger that is inside the box. This is compared to the Pixel 4 XL charging in roughly an hour and a half thanks to its 18-watt charger that's included inside the box. On the flip side to this, the OnePlus 7T lacks wireless charging, whereas the Pixel 4 XL supports it, which could be a major deciding factor for some. Also, security is handled differently on each phone. The Pixel 4 XL has the fastest face unlock on any phone, while the OnePlus 7T has the fastest fingerprint scanner on any phone, at least that I've tested. The Pixel 4 XL uses a Sully radar chip on the front to detect when you're going to pick up your phone before you pick it up. That way it can turn on the facial scanning sensors to unlock your phone super fast. This is why there is a giant forehead on the top part of the Pixel 4 XL. But between the two, I feel the Pixel 4 XL is the winner when it comes to being more convenient. However, the OnePlus 7T, in my opinion, is still quicker most of the time. Plus, subjectively, I feel fingerprint recognition is much safer than facial scanning. The software experience is fantastic on both of these phones. The Pixel 4 XL I feel has the advantage here due to features like captions, which provides closed captions over anything you're watching or listening to, and this can be performed offline. The new audio recorder does transcribing in order to locate notes faster and later on in the future, and again, it's able to do this without an internet connection. Also, simple things that some of the other Pixel phones have, like live view and maps and the call screening feature for spammers, are great. The OnePlus 7T has great customization features like switching up the icon pack, various gestures, the shelf option to the left of your home screen, and the ability to change up button controls. If you're looking for more customization, the 7T is better, whereas the Pixel 4 XL is better for more practical things. Finally, let's talk about the cameras, which honestly surprised me the most out of everything in this video. Starting with photos, the standard shots in daylight are really similar. The OnePlus 7T does tend to be brighter overall at times and even overexposes slightly. However, it also has more shadow detail versus the Pixel 4 XL's darker look, which has more contrast and better dynamic range in the highlights. Portrait mode style shots are sharper on the Pixel 4 XL for sure, with better highlight control in the background at the cost of underexposing the subject many times. In my opinion, I prefer the look of the OnePlus 7T 90% of the time. I just like the bokeh roll-off more since it looks more true to life, and even though it does have like a skin smoothing effect going on, regardless if it's turned on or not, I feel it does it in a tasteful way, whereas the Pixel 4 XL shows every imperfection and even creates new ones at times. In low light, including the use of night mode, the OnePlus 7T surprised me because it looked better in many of the shots during my testing. That's not to say it's better entirely, but it's definitely not a blowout like some may think. With this in mind, the Pixel 4's astrophotography mode is incredible, being able to go up to 4 minutes. The OnePlus 7T is no slouch in this department since it can do a long exposure up to 30 seconds, and while it's not as good as the Pixel 4, it still looks great for a phone in this price range. The 7T also offers one thing that the Pixel 4 doesn't have and can't get with software, and that is the wide-angle camera. And unlike the iPhone 11 or 11 Pro, the 7T can perform long exposure while using the wide-angle camera. The 7T also sports a built-in Pro mode for photos, and you can assign 2 different custom modes for quick access to settings on the fly. Oh yeah, and the OnePlus has a built-in super macro mode, which I haven't had enough time to play around completely with, so take these samples with a grain of salt. However, it has awesome potential, and it's another feature that the Pixel doesn't have. When looking at video features, the OnePlus 7T is the obvious winner due to its ability to shoot 4K up to 60 frames per second and record in BT 2020 for greater dynamic range. The one thing I have to give the Pixel when it comes to video is the touch tracking capability, and video stabilization is fantastic. Also, the out-of-camera color just looks great. If Google would take video as serious as they do photography, this could be the total package when it comes to smartphone cameras. However, until they do, cheaper phones like the 7T offer a better experience when it comes to video features. If you're wanting a more thorough look at the Pixel 4 versus the OnePlus 7T cameras, let me know. Once the new McLaren model drops on T-Mobile, I can put together a good camera comparison. Okay friends, let's wrap this up. Both of these devices are great, and while the Pixel 4 XL may be better as an all-around phone, you need to ask yourself if it's $300 better or possibly $400 if you want a good bit of storage. If video recording is important to you at all, the OnePlus 7T is going to be better. However, it's tough to recommend either one of these devices for people extremely serious about smartphone videography when there are much better options out there. In my opinion, I think the OnePlus 7T is the better option between it and the Pixel 4 XL. It provides you with an excellent experience that will be more than enough for most users while demanding less cash out of your pocket. But hey, this is my opinion. What do you guys think? Drop me a comment down below and let me know which one of these phones you would pick up. Well, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos just like this, and I will see you in the next one.